Okay, we are recording. Welcome to your Sparta Nation Sunday night call, team call. This is the place where you get tools for your toolbox, resources to help you grow your business. It's where you get a plan for your week ahead, and it's where you connect with our tribe. So we got lots of great information for you tonight. An amazing guest speaker with Rebecca. We're going to talk about Success Club. Before we get into that, I want to give you some announcements or some information, all of which is in your Coach Online office, I'm pretty sure, but if it's not, I'm going to give it to you. You can write it down. December 4th, you should know this, December 4th, one of the biggest programs that will be dropping this year and into next year, Transform 20, December 4th. That means the packs and the bundles. That does not mean it is live in Beachbody On Demand. That means the packs and the bundles. So if you are a coach, this time last year, you remember this whole process with 80-Day Obsession. The packs and the bundles will go live in December. We are absolutely on a mission to connect people with those packs and bundles in December. And then January 11th is when the Transform 20 workouts will be posted on Beachbody On Demand. That might not be in your Coach Online office yet, so maybe that's secret information that I'm giving you. January 11th is when the Transform 20 workouts are posted in Beachbody On Demand, and January 14th is the VIP early access. That's when it begins. So Sean will be running a test group for that, or a coach group for that in January, but December 4th, that's when packs and bundles will be live in our share carts and our Coach Online offices. So we are really gearing towards December being a huge transformational month, just like last December was 80-Day Obsession. This December will be Transform 20, funneling everyone into that program and then getting started on January 14th is when the test group with Sean will start. But again, those programs will be live in Beachbody On Demand starting January 11th. So any questions about Transform 20 or the timeline on that? Cool. Okay, I traveled with my step this weekend to Nashville, Tennessee, so your step can go everywhere with you. And if you don't have a step, there's a modifier in every workout, so you don't even need the step if you are traveling. And it truly is 20 minutes, and I mean, it's just good to have Sean back with a full-length program. It just is. You're going to love it. It is the perfect program for January when people want to get back in shape, but maybe don't want to have a lot of time. There will be some weight workouts. There are some additional little bonus, like 10 minutes workouts that you can add in for the people that want 20 or 40 or 30 or 40 minutes. So I think it's going to be a real game changer for us. And if you haven't done a step program for a long time, be prepared to have some really sore calves and just be sore in different ways. So I never thought I'd be on a step. I used to teach step and like step kickboxing, and I never thought I'd be on a step again, but if Sean T tells me to get on a step, I'm going to get on a step. So, and so will you, because it's going to be awesome. I promise. You're going to love it. A couple other things coming up on Black Friday. We're going to do a team-wide Black Friday flash sale, and Rebecca, your guest speaker tonight, is going to be one of the coaches in charge of that, organizing that tonight. We don't have any details right now. We just know that we're going to do a team-wide Black Friday flash sale. Now, you are more than welcome to run your own Black Friday flash sale. You do not have to participate in this. But if I were a coach on this team, I would rather be part of something that has a lot of people and a lot of energy. It's a lot more fun than, going into a store by yourself or going into a store where there's like music playing and lots of people shopping. There's a lot of energy. That's where I want to be. So I hope that you will consider being part of our team-wide Sparta Nation Black Friday sale. We've never done it as a team before, like big, and I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun, because why not take advantage of the specials that Beachbody will be putting out, tie them into our team, offer some fun incentives, get people connected with Beachbody On Demand, move right into Transform 20. So it's going to be a really fun, exciting way to connect people with something right after a holiday that's all about food, and they're looking for something easy. We can get them connected with Beachbody On Demand, maybe funnel them into T25 and Sandy Max 30, something that will prepare them for Transform 20 coming in January. So stay tuned for details on that. And then last but not least, you know that right now there are $20 off challenge packs. Again, that information is in your Coach Online office, but a perfect way to connect people with Beachbody On Demand, where all of Sean's programs live right now. Get them going with something Sean T, so that they can then segue right into Transform 20 with a completion pack in December. As coaches, we want our customers purchasing the completion packs from us. From us. You want the step that looks like the one that Sean's using in the program. You will have people that say, well, I already have a step. Although, who has a step in their house? I don't even know of anyone that does. Or they'll say, can I use a box? Or no. Completion pack with the Beachbody step. We want everyone with that, because that's a much more unifying experience. It's volume for you, and it's a tool in their toolbox to help them succeed, because Sean's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve with that particular step, and you want them using that step. So we maybe connect them with BOD right now when December comes, and we've got those completion packs, and we can connect them with that step and energize, because you'll need it, and probably recover for those sore calves. Now you've got a completion pack package ready for them in December, and we're set up for January. So there will be steps available. You'll want to make sure that you're connecting your customers with those steps. Everybody's working out on the same step. And I don't know if you remember last year people were going on Amazon and buying loops. No, that's a missed opportunity. Why would we send people outside our store to buy a loop? We have the products. We want folks purchasing from our store, connecting them with our products, getting them on the step that we know Sean designed for this program. So that will all come out December 4th, along with, and I don't know how excited you guys are about this, but I cannot stinking wait, Energize in a stick packet. Like, that is the best news I've heard in a long time. I'm very excited about that. That also releases on December 4th. That's going to be a really nice little addition to those completion packs. We can now get Energized in the stick packet. So lots of that stuff, again, in your Coach Online office, but those dates with the January 11th, if you remember, that will be Transform 20 workouts posted on BOD. January 14th, VIP early access for Transform 20. Any questions on Transform 20 or anything like that that I can answer before we head over to Rebecca, who's going to talk to us tonight about Success Club? Rebecca, you ready? You excited about Christina Delgado and being our Success Club incentive for this month? So let's segue over to Rebecca. And as you know, our incentive for this month to achieve Success Club by December 15th, which is just how many people? Three people. And something that I heard this weekend, this past Friday, I attended the Business Boutique in Nashville, Tennessee. Christy Wright, who's part of Dave Ramsey's organization, does this amazing, she has a book. Some of you may have read her book. She has an incredible podcast, and she does live events. And this is the big one, kind of the Mac Daddy live event that she does. And I was there on Friday, and I kept hearing over and over again this idea that I want to share with you right now, because it's going to segue perfectly with talking about Success Club. You, each of you, where you are right now, is uniquely positioned to help a unique group of people. You, each of you individually, do not need to help the world. What we do can change the world, but we're not looking to help every person in the world. You, each of you, are uniquely qualified to help a unique group of people. Those are the people that you're looking for. You're not looking for everyone. You're looking for your ones. And between now and December 15th, you're looking for 3 of them. There are 3 people out there in this world who can only be helped by you, by your story, by your invitation. And that's who you're looking for. Rebecca's going to share with us some ways how to do that, why it's important, and why the foundation of our business really is Success Club. So I'm going to mute myself. Rebecca, you're up.
All right. Thank you, Julie, for asking me to be on this call, and thank all of you guys for joining me tonight. I know as a mom of 3 littles, this is like the longest day ever. And mine are currently crying upstairs, but it's okay. Kayla's got this. If you don't know, I am the mom of a 3-year-old and 2 5-month-old twins. So my life today is crazy, as many of you moms understand. But tonight I'm going to talk about a topic that we hear a lot about as coaches, almost sometimes to the point that it becomes kind of white noise in the background, but I feel like it needs to be brought up regularly because it's important. Success Club. And I was preparing for this call and Julie said, hey, you want to talk about Success Club? I thought, oh, geez. I remember the first time really listening and hearing Julie say Success Club is non-negotiable. And I immediately was like, great, what does that mean? What does that look like? Because for me, when I first started coaching, it wasn't something I was always achieving. I would achieve it every now and then, maybe if there was a cool incentive or prize that month, and I would say to myself, I was trying. I would say that it was a goal every month. I would say that it was, I was doing the work, but it wasn't happening. I felt like I was doing the work, but Success Club wasn't coming consistently. So there had to have been some disconnect there. And so when I thought about what has changed from that point in my coaching business to this point in my coaching business, I was maybe hitting Success Club 4 times a year. And now, as of last month, I became a Success Club All-Star Legend, which is 24 months in Success Club consecutively. So something obviously switched in my business, and it really took some time to think about what that was, besides hearing Julie say Success Club is non-negotiable. Because I'd heard it, I just didn't know really what it looked like. And so it came down to 3 pieces that I was missing, but all 3 of them are actionable items that every single one of you can take right now to start your Success Club streak or to continue your Success Club streak. So first, I want to kind of share a quick story and give a big shout out to a few coaches who really stepped up, became totally coachable, and implemented these 3 things without me even telling them to do so, that I'm going to share. And they all hit Success Club in October. Sarah Paul, Jody Krause, and Jodina Johnson all stepped outside of their comfort zone big time and joined the Diamond Shift group. And so they're all coaches on my team, and I put them in a text thread together for additional accountability, and it was a place that we could bounce ideas off each other and get feedback and ask questions. Essentially, it became like a success pod. And by October 15th, I had hit Success Club. Sarah hit Success Club shortly after that. Jody achieved Success Club in the last week of October. And October 30th, Jodina was at Success Club too. So I sent a message to everybody and said, all right, let's rally around Jodina. What can we do to help you? So we talked about doing follow-ups and invites, et cetera, kind of the normal stuff we hear. And then we shared the idea of a Halloween flash sale. Great, she liked it. She sent me this really cool graphic. She sent the text a really cool graphic. It was really awesome. And she said she was gonna post it on Instagram, and she asked what we thought of it. And I voice messaged her back and I said, no, you're wasting your time. The graphic's great, save it for later. All I want you to do right now is take a friggin' selfie of yourself with a surprise face, go put it with good lighting, go put it on Instagram, talk about it in your stories, be excited, plan to count down your flash sale every few hours, post it again on your feed. And by October 31st at noon, she had hit Success Club 6 and had a new coach. And I want to note that she didn't just post it and magic happened and everybody came flooding her inbox. She went and did the work. She posted it and then she went and did her follow-ups and said, hey, I don't know if you saw this, but so she was reaching out to people. It wasn't just magic. So between the 4 of us, we had changed 15 lives last month. So that means we didn't just stop at Success Club 6 in 1 month. So if we compound that over time, that's a lot of lives that are changed. That's a big impact, a huge impact. And that is why Success Club is so important. Compare that to the 12 lives that I was changing over the course of a year by myself before I kind of put these pieces into place in my business. That's a big difference. And I hope you also pick up on the part that together, the power of a team, that we can accomplish so much more when we're working together. So what are those 3 things that kind of changed in my business? And as you guys have questions or your own feedback or own perspective, please share them in the chat. I'll be checking that every now and then. So what are those 3 things that changed? It wasn't that I became less busy. In fact, in that time, I became a mom of a 3-year-old, and now she's 3, and 5-month-old twins. I wanted to stay at home. I stay at home with them now, but when I started this business, I was a full-time teacher. So didn't just magically become less busy in that time that I started hitting Success Club consistently. It wasn't that life things didn't happen. In fact, for our second pregnancy with the twins, it was like 1.5 years of fertility treatments. And anybody who's been through that knows what a crazy, crazy time it is and how out of control you are of everything in your life. And then we had them completely unexpectedly at 34 weeks. Like, we didn't even have a hospital bag packed. We delivered an hour from home. We spent 2 weeks in the NICU. It was right before Summit. Life happens to all of us. And so it wasn't that these life events stopped happening. And it definitely wasn't that I learned some social media trick to attract all these new people. Heck, I just got an Instagram a year ago. So I am no social media expert. So what was the difference? What are the 3 things that made the difference? First, have a reason why, like a real solid, clear vision why you want to achieve Success Club, not just because your coach told you should achieve Success Club. For me, I wanted to stay home with my daughter. I wanted to resign from teaching and stay home with my daughter, period. And to make that happen, I had to make money in this business, and I had to get okay with the fact that I was making money by helping people. And I had to make enough money in order to pay our mortgage payment. So I knew that number. So to make money in this business, I had to put in the work to help people get the solutions, get connected to the solutions that we know work. And I had to get real clear and specific about that. And maybe for you there, it's a mortgage payment, or there's a trip that you want to earn, or an incentive, or maybe it's the Success Club trip that you want to earn. Maybe you have a medical bill or medical bills you want to pay off, or you have specific lessons or activities that your kids really want to do, you want to be able to pay for. Whatever motivates you, the more specific you can be, the better this is going to be for you and your business. I knew exactly how much our mortgage payment cost. And so I knew that that's what I had to do to make it happen. And do not apologize for it. Don't feel bad about it. I hear some coaches be like, well, I just want to pay off this medical bill, or I really just want to earn this Success Club trip. And they say it almost in an apologetic way, like they feel bad about it. Like, I am the person who has completed over 20 Beachbody programs because I wanted the freaking t-shirt. Like, that's me. I don't apologize for that. Like it, and the reason I don't apologize, it changed my life. It gave me health that I never knew that I could have because I was working for I did not complete P90X first because I thought I could do it because I was it was way out of my league, but I did it because I was going to get a t-shirt at the end of it and I was going to prove the infomercial wrong. Anyways, don't apologize for your reason. Just get real specific about it. And if you're wondering about this work that I'm talking about, go to the files of the Sparta Nation tab, open up the updated business activity tracker and do that work. And know that you can't control, I know that you can't control what other people do, but you can control the actions that you're taking. And a lot of people resist the business activity tracker because they don't want to see where they're lacking in their business, or they know where they're lacking in their business, but they don't want to do the work to make it change. And that's when you really need to get real clear on your goal and realize that that goal is worth the work that you're going to have to put in. And you also need to give yourself time for that work to compound, to work in your favor. Momentum takes time to build. I understand that. But stopping and just quitting or giving up or stopping cold, it doesn't make it any easier. So you have to give yourself the time to build up that momentum. So when I think back to my team that I was talking about and those coaches that worked together in October, they were working toward the diamond shift. There was also the usual Success Club prize that they were working towards. There was the Make Your Mark promotion. They were working towards that summit bonus incentive, aside from anything else that they were working on. So they all had specific whys that were helping them push to go invite when they would much rather just not invite. So one, get it very clear on a goal, why you want to hit Success Club. Second, surround yourself with people that are doing it. And I mean doing the work and achieving Success Club. I wasn't originally one of Julie's personally sponsored coaches. So I chose at the time not to engage in the Sparta Nation page. I was part of it, but I was one of those like lurkers. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to be like commenting and posting in the Sparta Nation page. I didn't really feel like I was at that level to be engaging in the page. And that was totally a lack of self-belief on my end. And I didn't really know anyone else in the team page. So I was really shy and self-conscious and didn't want to put myself out there. If you are that person, get over that now. Welcome to the Sparta Nation team page. Post it. Go post. So when I got over myself, and I found success partners who forced me to level up. And I committed to check in with them via phone call weekly and Messenger we talk about every day. And that's when things really changed for me because I was held accountable on a different level. The same thing can be said for the group of coaches that were in that text thread with me. We were checking in, we were pushing each other, we weren't hiding things, we weren't making excuses. There was no judgment if the work wasn't getting done. Like we weren't, if someone said they totally didn't invite or follow up or didn't do anything business related today, there was not any judgment. We weren't putting each other down. We were just helping lift each other up and move on the next day. we weren't about dragging anybody along, but we know that there was a power in the group and we just didn't want to be left behind. So we leaned in and did the work because you don't want to let the team down. And so that's, again, back to the power of what we can achieve together. So I know that somebody's going to ask the question, how do we find a success partner? And if it would be helpful, you can post in the chat if it would be helpful. I can start a thread in Sparta Nation to help you kind of connect with people, with other coaches who are looking for success partners and wanting to grow their business. And I personally don't feel like what team you're on, like we're all part of Sparta Nation, but sometimes we're in downline, so we're in different teams, or what rank you are, or how long you've been in the business. I don't really feel like any of that really matters. I think what matters is mindset, like where you are and where you want to go. And so you'll want to connect with someone or two people that you can coordinate meetings with weekly around your schedule. So depending on what your schedule is, you'll want to find someone who you can connect with regularly and not just via Messenger. I think it's more powerful when you can do Zoom or talk on the phone. You'll also want someone who is willing to push you and you to be open to being pushed. You want to consider your strengths and weaknesses, and you want to maybe counter those with someone who has different strengths and weaknesses than you do. I think you also want to keep in mind that it's kind of like dating. Like you both got to be on board for this to work. You have to commit to giving it effort for a few weeks, like a month or so, to decide if it's really working for you or not. When I first joined Amy and Karen, who are two of my success partners, I had no idea what I was doing. I did not know what a success group or a success partner, what we talked about. I knew other people had them and they really liked them, but I didn't know what we really were supposed to talk about. I didn't know either one of them. And now I can't imagine my life without them, and not just from a business perspective. So I really think there's power in finding a really small, close-knit group of people that you can become friends with. You don't have to be friends with them right away. In fact, I think it's sometimes easier for you to be success partners with someone who's not necessarily a really good friend right away, because you're more willing to kind of shoot each other straight and hold each other accountable when you don't really know each other that well, and you kind of grow to learn about each other and grow that friendship through having a success partner relationship. So if it would be helpful, you can post that in the chat and I can start that. If it's not helpful or you already have one, that's awesome. Do I think 4 is too many? I think it's completely up to you and your success partners. Like some people, 2 people work really well. I think the thing that you have to keep in mind is coordinating your schedules and coordinating talking to each other. Like I said, it was me and 3 other coaches that are working together for the Diamond Shift group. So that's 4, and it really works really well for us. But sometimes when you have too many people with too many schedules, it's too hard to coordinate. And then it just becomes like one more thing you have to do. And that's definitely not what you want it to feel like. So I think that would be something that you type in your little bio, like your little success partner dating bio, that you're looking for maybe just one person, or you'd rather have like 3 or 4 people in your group, so you can start connecting in that way. Okay, so you guys can keep commenting that and I'll check those later. Okay, so last but not least, I think you need to accept that some months are going to be harder and some months it's going to seem to happen easier. And it just is what it is. And it all comes back to the compound effect. It's when months are harder, it's typically because 2 or 3 months before that, your work looked different. Maybe you weren't putting in the same amount of work. And when you work really hard and 2 or 3 months down the road, it comes easier, it's because the work that you did 2 to 3 months before that. So it just is what it is. You just have to accept it and not think that just because it's hard one month that you can't do it. So there's kind of a trend that I've seen with coaches, like usually there's kind of 2 types of new coaches. Ones that are super excited and they hit Success Club the first 2-3 months in a row and they have like a really awesome warm market that's totally on board with them. And then it gets hard because their warm market really isn't responding and they haven't really been growing their contacts. They've just kind of been relying on their warm market. So then they don't hit it. And then they don't hit it again and maybe again. And then the self-doubt starts kicking in. And they think, maybe this isn't for me. I don't know if I can do this. What does Julie mean Success Club is non-negotiable? She clearly doesn't know what my life is like. Like, I'm so busy. Nobody's responding to me, blah, 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 blah. And so then they kind of stop achieving Success Club, stop doing the work, and they kind of fall off. And then what really happened, though, is that you stopped building that funnel. So if we think of like our business as a funnel and our contacts as a funnel. The top of your funnel always needs to be your largest, which is like just people that you know, just contacts. You're constantly adding contacts and friends. And as you work down the funnel, you're funneling them out. Like you're talking to them, you're building relationships with them, starting that not necessarily with Beachbody conversations, just conversations. And then you're inviting them to the group, and then you're getting them into coaching, and then you're figuring out if they want to be an active coach. So there's kind of this funnel. And sometimes when you're really, really excited, you have a really awesome warm market, you aren't growing that top of your funnel. And so then when that funnel dries up, you don't know what to do. So if you're kind of in that position where you feel like you're not hitting Success Club and it's like not happening and it's not happening, it's not happening, go back and are you consistently adding people into your warm market? That would go back to your business activity tracker and track and see where you're lacking. It's kind of like the to be mindset. Like Alana tells you to track to see where you're at. Like she's not judging you based on what you're eating. She just wants you to track to see where you are. Same thing with your business activity tracker. And there's other kind of coaches like me who you didn't really start actively working the business. Like I actually had wanted nothing to do with coaching actively when I started. And then you kind of feel like maybe you want to start, but you feel like you're behind or that you've missed the boat or that it's too late for you. And I want you to know that it's not too late and you haven't missed the boat. You can get on the ship. We're still going. You just have to decide that this is what you're going to do. You have to choose that. As coaches, what we sign up to do as an active coach is we sign up to help people work their business, to help people change their lives, to help people find these solutions. That's what it means to work the business. And Success Club is a marker, is like a benchmark for us to track to make sure that we're doing that. So if I go back to those coaches again that I was working with, September was a harder month for me. Like I didn't hit Success Club in September until the 28th. I was on my way home from the Diamonds to Disney trip when that happened. But October, I hit it by the 15th. So, but like for Jodina, October was obviously a harder month for her, but she didn't quit. Like I saw also in Sparta Nation that there was another coach who got all 6 Success Club points on the 31st of October. Like she didn't quit. Like shout out to that coach, showing us that it can be done. But if you don't hit Success Club one month, make sure it's not because you quit. If you don't hit Success Club one month, make sure it's not because you didn't do the work. And also make sure that it doesn't stop you from getting up the next day and doing the work. Like if you don't hit Success Club one month, it doesn't mean that you're a bad coach or that you can't do the job. It just means somewhere in your business, there was something that was lacking. It's a hard month for you. Maybe 3 months ago it was a hard month for you. You weren't working the business very well, whatever happened. Okay, so what can you change from this point forward? It's important to note that the Success Club points, these are lives that you're changing. They rarely, for me anyways, come from people that you just start talking to that month. Relationships and trust building, they take time. So like I mentioned earlier, the key is going back and adding to your network regularly, showing up consistently in your own fitness, in your own nutrition, in your own relationships. Following up, because like Carl told us on the call, those of us that earned the Carl Deichler call last month, he said that there's going to be a time they're going to have a wake-up call. Something's going to happen and they're going to have a wake-up call. And you want them to think of you. You want them to think of that person who didn't stop during the holidays, the person who still was inviting them during the holidays, the person who life happened to them and they know that because they were transparent and honest on social media, but they kept going as best as they could with their health and their fitness and their nutrition and positive attitude. And the person who shared their journey transparently, and the person who was real with them, and the person who just kept offering their hand out to help. You want that person who has that wake-up call, who's told you no 45,000 times, you want them to think of you. And the only way they're going to think of you is you keep showing up consistently and doing the work consistently. So the work you do right now in November, that's going to start showing up for you in your business in January and February if you keep going. But if you stop in December, that's not going to show up in January and February. So we have this insane $20 off challenge pack promotion. Use it. We have the Black Friday sale. I highly suggest, like Julie said, getting in the Sparta Nation when there's such energy in it. That's at the very end of the month. You should already hit Success Club by then. That flash sale should just get you in contact with a bunch of other people that you can follow up with in December who don't buy during that flash sale. Just get people on your contact list. And to hit Success Club if you haven't, or add to your Success Club points if you've already hit Success Club by that time. But I want you to know that people don't really care about the $20 savings on a challenge pack. Like, they don't really know what that means. To them, it's still a really expensive bag of powder, and they have no idea what a challenge pack means. So instead of getting really excited because we know what a great deal it is, getting really excited about that they can save $20 in a challenge pack, continue to share your story. Don't start posting about the $20 challenge pack offer. And if you have, change it. Start changing it from here out. Change your plan, your social media plan. Keep sharing about your story, because that's what people care about, is your story. They don't really care what challenge pack is or what that means. They don't know what that means. They care that you're ready to help them, and they care about what this challenge pack did for you. So it's a bonus that they're going to save $20. Continue to share about you. Continue to share about your story. Continue to share about how you can help them. Don't make this month just about the $20 off, because I've already seen it. I've already seen, and coaches have already talked to me about, well, we're having this $20 off sale and people still don't want to jump on board. Like, they don't want to save money. Like, they've used money as an excuse this whole time and they still don't want to use the $20. Like, that's because it's not about the $20. It's not about the savings. Like, they're just not connected yet. They just don't have that why yet. They just don't have that trust in you yet. And that's why you just keep showing up consistently, sharing your story, sharing you and what you can do to help them. So make it about the value of the fitness, of the nutrition, and most importantly, the value of you, because you're the one who makes a difference in your business. So November 30th, every person watching this call or watching the recording is going to have Success Club. No excuse, November. Like, you're really ready to show up. Hit Success Club by the 15th, earn that call with Christina, 3 people by the 15th. You can absolutely do that. And definitely with a challenge pack sale, yes, you can. So these 3 things you can do right now. You can get real clear on why you want to hit it. And I don't care if it's to earn that call with Christina or to pay off your mortgage this month. Get around people who are doing the work and who are going to hold you accountable, and just accept the fact that it is what it is. And sometimes it's freaking hard and sometimes it comes easier, but no matter what, it takes work. All right, I'm going to check the chat over here. Okay, so Success Partners, I will start a thread in Sparta Nation and just kind of give you some guidelines to things that you can share, like, about yourself without like word vomiting so much. And then you can connect. You guys can reach out to each other and connect. Myself and Julie, we're not going to connect you. Just reach out to someone who seems like someone you want to be a success partner with and see if it works. See if you can set up some times to start talking.
Rebecca, I'm going to share this that I learned on Friday, because you just handed the baton to me so perfectly with your stories at the end. So this is the notebook that I got from Business Boutique over the weekend, and I'm filled with all kinds of notes. And one of the pages of notes I took was on that idea of stories. So listen to me very carefully, because I wrote this down and I highlighted this. We are not selling. We are telling stories. Absorb that. Embrace that. We are not selling. And if someone comes to you and says, I don't want to be a coach because I don't like sales, well, number 1, you're in sales all day long if you're a mom, period. And number 2, I don't want salespeople. I want people that want to share stories. So we are not selling. We are sharing stories. And listen to this. The more stories we share, the more confident we get. Because when you hear those stories and you tell those stories and you see those stories, the confidence in what we do grows. So we're not selling, we are telling stories. And the more stories we tell, the more confident we get. You need to get very clear on the difference you are making for other people and be obsessively focused on sharing those stories. When you believe that what you have is valuable and can change lives, other people can sense that. When you are just sharing the surface stuff, that's different than when you share what it did for you on a deeper level. When you're sharing that it's $20 off, as Rebecca said, it doesn't matter. You guys, Starbucks could offer me a free cup of coffee. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I don't drink Starbucks coffee. It doesn't matter what the price is. But if they offer me something else, that I found so valuable in my life that was going to solve my problem, it doesn't matter how much it is, I'm paying it. What you do solves problems. Tell stories. Don't worry about selling. Tell stories. Tell people understand that you're solving their problems. The sale will take care of itself. But you got to tell the stories. And I love this phrase that they shared with us to use. So you're probably going to see me start using it now all the time. You're going to see all Sparta Nation start using this phrase. Start your posts, your Instagram lives, your Facebook lives, whatever they are, with these 3 words. I'm so excited. I am so excited to share about what this program has done for me. I am so excited to welcome someone to my team. I am so excited about this opportunity. I am so excited that I get to do this. Da, 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 da. Start using those 3 words all the time. Because you should be excited. What we have changes lives. And now it makes it more fun to go into the rest of what you want to share when you start with I'm so excited. And even if you're not really excited that day, fake it and start it with I'm so excited, because it'll help you feel like you're so excited. Just fake it. But you should be excited, because it's what we do changes lives. And Rebecca, when you talked about how what we do now shows up later, I wrote that down, and I immediately wrote down just like fitness. It's just like fitness. Because what we do now, and it's funny, so Josie, my middle one, who's been recovering from surgery, Eva, you'll enjoy this now because she gets to ride the bike now. So she's on her rehab. She gets to ride the bike now. Eva knows Josie better than anyone. And, you know, she gets to ride the bike for like 5 minutes, which meant like she wanted to ride the bike for an hour. So I'm like, no, you can ride the bike for 5 minutes. And then she said, but I also did 100 crunches. Do I have abs yet? That she laughed because she knew how silly that, you know, she's just kidding. But I thought, how many people think that? I did 100 crunches. Do I have abs yet? And yet the work we do now shows up later, just like fitness. We know that. We know that in fitness. We know that if we go downstairs and do a lift 4 workout, we're not going to immediately see our biceps change tomorrow. We know that. But why would that only be happening in fitness? It's our business too. So if we let off the gas in, you know, a certain period of time, we're going to see that later. And then, you know, that month cup rolls around. We're like, oh my gosh, it's so hard this month. Well, it's because of the month 3 months ago. So there can't ever be a time that we're not inviting, because really the products and the programs just keep getting better. If we're not inviting, it's almost like we've said, well, they've stopped working. Really? Because even if you picked up P90X today and did it, pretty sure it still works. Pretty sure Original Insanity still works. Pretty sure Turbo Jam still works. Even if you wear Nike Shox, it probably still works. So everything we have still works. Why would we stop inviting to any of it? And just like Rebecca said it, the work that we're doing right now, that's why we're talking about Transform 20 right now, even though it doesn't release till January, because we're getting them in that funnel. We are helping them connecting them with that solution now and in December. So in January, they're ready. We're not starting to talk about it on January 13th, the day before it releases. No, we're doing it for the next 60 days. And then they're ready to go on January 14th. We're working now to get them ready. And then all those people that didn't come in January, they're going to want it in March because that's spring break. So we're still talking about it then. And we're sharing those stories then. And we're telling those stories then. And if you feel like you don't have a story, I did too 10 years ago when I came in. But if you do a little work, you can find it. Everybody has a story. In fact, everyone has a lot of stories. And you know who else has stories? Your challengers. So if for whatever reason you feel like you don't, or you're not comfortable sharing it, your challengers have stories, and you're changing their life every day. Ask them for their story. Share their story. It doesn't just have to be your story. And the more stories you share, the more confidence you will get. Promise, hands down, no question. So Rebecca's you've got control over the thread over here.
Yeah, so there were 2 things that kind of came up that I want to just mention briefly. So someone was asking about, they don't clearly understand the funnel and closing because people are saying, yes, she's in share carts, invited to the challenge group, and they don't join in or they're not purchasing. She's not sure what she's doing wrong. So I would, a couple things. Number one, probably I would connect with your upline coach and kind of do like screenshots of conversations so your coach can help mentor you through maybe where you could tweak your wording. Another thing I would do is definitely follow up with them. If they've said yes, but they're not doing the share a cart, are they not getting it? Are they not knowing that there's a deadline to it? Like there's something going on. So I would screenshot some of those conversations and have a conversation with a success partner or a success pod or your upline coach. And then someone also said they had an idea of doing a live about showing them what exactly a challenge pack is. Is that a bad idea? I don't think it's a bad idea. I just don't think people care so much about what is a challenge pack. So instead of like doing this whole live about everything you get in the challenge pack, I would go back to that stories thing. And when you're talking about, okay, you get this fitness in the challenge pack, instead of doing this whole live about all these separate things, do a week of your social media and talk about how the fitness piece changed your life or your coach's life or your challenger's life. And then say, this is part of my coaching package. And then when you talk about Shakeology, instead of doing it all at once, take another day on your social media and talk about Shakeology. Mm-hmm. And dive into what it's done, not all the science behind it, all the ingredients in it, but why specifically your story with Shakeology. And then go on to the group support and all that kind of stuff. And for me, another piece for me was the money back guarantee with this shake. When I tried Shakeology, like that was a big deal for me because I bought Shakeology with the intention of returning it in 30 days. So I can share that was a part of my story, and that's still like we still have a 30-day money back guarantee. So instead of doing one big thing, I would kind of maybe do a week of social media and unpack that, leading with your story, not leading with the product. Same thing with all those really cool graphics that Beachbody puts out with this No Excuse November. Like those are great, but those are really stock images, and people they see ads all the time. They don't want to see the ad. They want to see you. They want to see what the difference is made in your life, your challenger's life, your community that you're in, not some graphic that they could see anywhere. So they're really cool graphics, but I would suggest creating your own or just using you. That's what people want to see. Thank you guys for all of your comments. And Debbie says she yells at herself all the time for being so dedicated to get her workout in, but not her work. Don't yell at yourself, just do the work. Like you're wasting energy by yelling at yourself or getting upset about it. Like, okay, you acknowledge it. We all acknowledge it right now. And you're not the only one. You just commented, so I'm using you. Like, just acknowledge it right now. You're not doing the work you need to do. Get off that business activity tracker and get to work. You don't have to check off every single box every single day, but it just tells you where you can improve. And that's all the tracker is about. So get yourself some accountability partners, some success pod, and do the work. I don't think anybody else had anything. So tomorrow I will get that success partner post up in Sparta Nation, and you guys can start commenting there and connecting.
So as we wrap up, before we move into the Diamond Shift stuff, Rebecca mentioned too that she was not my personally sponsored coach way back in the day. It feels like she's always been my personally sponsored coach, but back in the day she wasn't. And it was a lucky day for me when she floated up to me. So it's been really cool for me to watch you, Rebecca, just really step into this greatness that has been in you all along and share it with us. So thanks for taking us kind of along on your journey too. It's been really fun to watch her and, talk about no excuses. She showed up at our team party at Summit with the babies, wearing them. So, and she ran a power hour not too long ago, holding one and then feeding one, like feeding a human, giving life to a human while she was running, mentoring, answering questions. So it's really challenging to have any excuses when you're talking to Rebecca because she's making it happen. But it's been a real joy for me to watch you step into this leadership and greatness that has been in you all along, and just to watch it come out is so much fun. So you're a real asset to our team. We appreciate you sharing with us tonight. If you are on the Diamond Shift, if you're part of that group, stay on. And April and I are going to quickly go over some stuff with you, and then we'll call it a night. So Sparta Nation, thank you so much for being on. We'll see you next week.